Hi everyone and welcome to Flow. So for today's class, we're going to do a lower body lotus flow. So lotus is a pose in yoga that might be a little bit difficult, so I'm going to call this class a little bit more challenging. So a lotus is a flower that grows up out of the mud. So it becomes this beautiful flower once it gets through the mud, and it just is a reminder of life. We go through these times of difficulty and come out of it afterwards, hopefully, blooming and better for the experiences that we've been through. So just to show you, this is what a lotus pose looks like. We're going to do this at the end once we stretch out through the hips. If you can't do the full pose, do not worry about it, no judgment. You can do half and we can modify. So let's start out seated. If you want to grab a blanket, go ahead and grab onto that and come to a comfortable seat. Begin to close your eyes. Just take a deep breath here. Just let everything that has happened before this class just kind of go. Let yourself settle in. And then inhale from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head and slightly higher. Exhale all the way down to the base of your spine. As you continue to breathe up and down the entire length of the spine, visualize a luminous lotus suspended above you. You may sense its petals continuously opening above the crown of your head, or moving in the breeze of your breath. Concentrate on the lotus as the merging of your inhale and exhale. Inhale as if the lotus were drawing life force from the earth beneath you. And exhale any scent or color or texture that makes its presence known to you. Allow your breath to be soft and rhythmic. By letting go of effort, you become more receptive to the subtle energies flowing through your body. Allow yourself to experience you as the container holding that energy. Take a few natural breaths. And then bring your awareness back to your space. Begin to bring some movement back to your body. And gently blink your eyes open. So we're going to come into table. So go ahead and bring your knees down. Hands down on the mat. Scoop your belly up and in, and lift your chest away from the mat. Draw your shoulders down your back. Let's lift up that right leg. So we're going to flex the foot, lift the right knee out to the right side. And then extend that leg out, keeping the foot flexed. Now take that leg to the back and turn your toes down. Keep reaching through your heel. Tap the toes down to your mat and lift. One more time. And lift. And then take the leg back out to the side, turning your pinky toe up towards the sky. Bend that foot back towards your heel, towards your bottom. And then lower that knee down. Okay, we're going to do that side one more time. So lift away from your mat, pull your belly in. Curl your toes under, lift that right knee out to the side. And then extend that leg out. Slide that leg around to the back, toes point down. Reach through your heel. Keep that leg strong. So lift it up away from your mat. And then tap down, lift. Down, and lift again. Extend back out to the side. Heel bends to the bottom. And then lower that knee down. Sit back on your heels for just a second and roll out your wrists. So a lot of this routine today is lower body, so we're going to be working on opening up the hips so that we can come into that lotus pose at the end. Okay, let's go over to the other side. Curl the left toes under. Lift that leg to the side. Extend out. Slide it back and toes point down. And let's tap for two. So just notice here, if you're leaning to the right side, that can happen very easily. Take it back out to the side, straight leg, heel to bottom. And then bring that knee down. All right, one more time. Curl the toes, knee up, extend the leg, slide it back. So even out your hips on that slide back. Toes tap down and up. One more time. Come back out to the side. Heel to bottom. And then lower that knee down. So sit back on your heels and bring your hands back towards your ankles. So you're going to grab wherever you can reach here. We're going to try and come into rabbit pose. So lift back up off of your heels and bring the crown of your head down as you hold on to your heels or wherever you can reach. So pull your belly button up away from your thighs. And take one more breath. And then go ahead and lift up, and let's swing the legs around to the front. We're going to come onto our backs. So feet together, knees open to the sides. Take your hands and press down on your inner thighs to open up the hips. And then let your shoulders come down away from your ears. Reach your arms overhead. And then let's bring the knees up. So keep your feet together wherever you can come with your knees, with your feet still together. And lower down. Lift up. And lower down. And one more time, lift up. And then guide your thighs back down towards the mat. So keeping your right leg where it is, extend your left leg up And then you're going to take that right foot over to your left thigh. Wherever it can reach, it can be down here by your ankle, doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to lift the head up, grab onto the back of this left leg, and then flex that foot. And then push this right knee away from your hip. Just consciously think about pushing that away. And then lower down. Let's switch to the other side. So right leg extends, left leg across. When you're ready, reach your head up, grab onto the back. Maybe you're at the thigh, that's fine. The calf, and then flex that foot. And then push that left knee away from your hip. And then release. Draw your knees into center, in towards your chest. And then bring your hands behind your thighs and thighs together if you can, legs together. We're going to roll up or lift up and then take the legs around to the back. So if you have a blanket, move that off to the side. Coming into downward facing dog. So drop one heel and then the other, maybe both. Loosen up here, especially if you're just waking up. Just getting out the kinks, the tightness. Let's take a breath here. Big inhale as you push forward, reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, elbows come close to the sides. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg behind. Bend that knee and open up that right hip. So you can look out underneath of your right arm. And then turn your hips square to the mat, coming into low lunge. Bring your knee up towards your forehead. Step that foot up, lower the back knee. Okay, so we're going to keep the hands down at first so that we can sink down a little bit more through the hips. And then let's lift up. So sweep your arms to the front, taking the inhale. Keep that lowering through the hips if you can, even when your chest rises up. Inhale. And exhale. Lower your hands down, walk your foot over to the right side of your mat. And let's come into lizard. So option to keep the back knee down or curl the toes under and lift up. Activation here through the front arm, the right arm, and the front leg. And then let's roll to the pinky side edge of that front foot. So option to drop that back knee again if you'd like. One more breath. Keep reaching through the crown of your head. All right, let's take the right leg back, coming into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down dog. Okay, same thing on the other side. So inhale, lift the left leg up. And open up that hip. Bring your heel to the bottom. Right arm is strong. Hips come back down and let's knee to the forehead. Step it up, low lunge. And just hold it low. So you may find that you can bring your right knee back just a little bit more. Sink down, feel the stretch on that back quad, back hip. And then if you can, keeping your hips where they are, but rising your arms up. Take a breath, inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands down to the mat. Walk your foot over to the side of your mat. And let's come into lizard. Curl the toes under, lifting up. So really push that back heel away. Look down at your arms, see if they look like they're straight. See if you can straighten them out if they're not. Same with your fingers. And then let's roll to the pinky side edge of that front foot. And then step back into plank. Belly pulls up and in. Exhale, lower. As we take a flow, inhale, lift. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Bend that knee. Push your chest back towards your thighs. And we're going to circle that knee around. So we've done this in table before, a little bit more challenging in down dog. Okay, now let's step that right foot forward. Finding warrior two, drop the back heel down. Rebend that front knee. And sink your hips down. And then begin to straighten out this front leg, maybe just a micro bend for triangle. Reach forward before you come down. And then lower down. Keep reaching the top shoulder back. Separate your fingers. And press this front leg out towards your pinky toe. That's going to give you an inner thigh stretch. And then keeping that front leg straight, lift back up. Reverse triangle. So front palm reaches back over your head. And then let's lift back up, warrior two, rebending that front knee. That arm sweeps down as we turn towards the front, crescent lunge. Let your shoulders drop down. Bring your hands together at heart center. Warrior three. Weight comes into the front foot, just tap your back toes like a kickstand, and then start to lean here forward. So back toes can stay tapped, or you can lift them up. Try and flex that foot, bend in the front knee, take a breath. And then bend that front knee a little bit more so that you can bring the back toes down. Hold it here in crescent with hands at heart center. Take a minute here to take a full conscious breath, just thinking about that lotus flower and any challenges that you have overcome. And then let's step that back foot up. We're going to walk out to the edges of the mat. Turn the toes out. Sink down for Malasana, yogi squat. Okay, so for today's Malasana, you can keep it right here wherever you are. Or you can bring your left hand over to the right shin. Right hand is going to come over to the inside of your right thigh. And you're just going to give a little tug there to open up that thigh. Okay, hang on here. We're going to go to the other side. So bring your right hand over to the left shin. Left hand grabs onto the inner thigh. And you can add a little twist here. All right, come back to center, bring your hands down, lift your hips up, and walk your feet in. So we're in a standing forward fold. Let's come up to half lift, press down through your feet. And exhale back to that forward fold. Plant your hands down, step it back into plank. And let's take a flow. Inhale, left leg behind, bend the knee. And we start with those hip circles. So I'm circling out away from my body to loosen up that hip joint. One more time around. Okay, knee comes in towards your forehead. Let's step it up. Warrior two. Sink down. So back toes turn up slightly. And look out over your front hand. And then straighten that front leg for triangle. Push your hips towards the back of your mat. And then come forward. Reach that back arm up long. And then let's come into reverse triangle. So lift up. Front arm, flip that palm down as it reaches overhead. Feel the length here on your side. Crunch on one side, length on the other. And then come back into warrior two, rebending that front knee. Sweep that back arm down by your hip as we find crescent lunge, lifting the back heel. You might have to widen out your stance a little bit here. Let your shoulders drop down. Palms together, down to heart center. Warrior three. Weight comes into the front foot, even out your hips, and then lift that back leg up. Press through the heel. So if you're wobbly here, that's great. It means you're working hard, you're fighting for that balance, so don't be too hard on yourself. And then let's bring the back toes down, keep the hands at heart center. Rest here, taking that deep conscious breath. And then let's step the back foot up, coming to Malasana on this side, yogi squat, sink down. Okay, we're gonna start by going to the left this time. So right hand comes to the, I'm gonna turn this way so you can see. Right hand comes to the left shin. Left hand opens up that thigh, and then you can twist. And if you can't do it like this, you can just do a regular one. You can sit on blocks. Okay, let's come over to the other side. So opposite hand comes to your shin. Same hand comes to that thigh to open up. And then bring your hands down as you lift your hips up and walk your feet back to center. Inhale, half lift. Press your hips back, reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands down, step it back to plank. And let's take a flow. Okay, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg behind. Bend that knee. Bring it in towards your forehead, and then you're going to take that foot over to the left. Bring that foot back. Extend up. Really push your chest back. Bend the knee again towards the forehead. Slide the foot over to the left. Bring the foot back. And lift the leg back. Point through your toes. Bring that foot down. Lower down into a child's pose before we go to the other side. Take a breath here, catch your breath. Let's lift back up. Knees come in front of the hips. Curl the toes under, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Bend that knee. And toes slide over in front of that right knee. Bring it back. Lift that leg up. Take it in. Slide it over. Foot back. Reach it up. Okay, we're going to do one more. Bring it in, knee in. Slide over. Foot back. Extend. And then bring your left toes down, knees down. Push back into a child's pose. Take a rest. And then let's lift up and come to a seat. Okay, so root down through the sits bones. Let's just take a minute here to take a breath. Inhale, lift up. Palms together, exhale, heart center. Inhale, lift. And exhale, heart center. Just reconnect with yourself here, your breath, your body, your emotions. Exhale. And then release. So bring your feet to the front of your mat. We're going to come into shoelace. So take your left ankle, cross it over towards your right hip, and then the other leg comes on top. Flex your feet and sit up tall. Just a soft gaze with the eyes. Especially push down into that right side. See if you can push both sides equally. Feel that stretch in the hips. And then let's bring that right foot to the outside of the left knee. And continue to sit up tall, pressing down into that right sits bone. And then bring the inside of that left elbow around, lift up tall. Other arm reaches behind, maybe tenting your fingertips to help lift you up. Inhale, and then exhale, turning and twisting. And come back to center. So let's lift the right leg off. Other foot comes down to the mat. And just kind of wiggle it out here. And let's come over to the other side. So right ankle by the left hip. Bring your other knee on top. And sit up tall. Flex your feet. Take a breath here. So as you inhale, allow the sides of your waist to lengthen. Your rib cage to rise. And then exhale, allowing your rib cage to soften, but keeping that length on the sides of your waist. Okay, let's lift up that top knee and bring that foot to the outside of the bottom knee. And just sit up tall, so you can grab underneath of your knees, maybe interlace your fingers. Just pretend like your back is against the wall and you're pressing your shoulder blades in. And then let's take that twist. Hand comes behind, inhale, lift up, and exhale, turn. And come back to center. So lifting the top leg off. And just kind of shake it out or go side to side. All right, so we're going to come into that lotus pose. Do what you can. Okay, so let's extend the left leg. Okay, grab onto your right. Arms are going to come underneath. So one arm by your knee, the other one by your ankle, and we're just going to take it side to side. So this is stretching out the hip again. Okay, so we're going to do half lotus first. Bring that heel over towards your hip. So maybe guiding this knee down towards the ground, flexing both feet, sitting up tall. Now, if you don't make it here with the foot up, you can do this. You just have it right up against your thigh. Okay, let's release and do the other side. So right leg extends, grab under the left, and just go back and forth. Okay, bringing that heel over towards your hip, flexing both feet, and sitting up tall. One more breath. Big breath in, and exhale out. Okay, then release. Okay, so we're going to come into full lotus if we can. If not, you can do half. I'm going to grab onto my right leg first, just because that's more comfortable for me to do it with the right foot on the bottom. And then I'm going to bring the other leg over. Flex your feet no matter where you are, if you're in half, if you're in full. And then let's take our hands and you're going to bring them in front. Bring your pinkies together and your thumbs together. And open your fingers wide. So this is our lotus flower. You can just place that at your chest. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and release your hands. And however you need to get out of this, I'm going to lift that top leg off first, and then the other. Let's turn to the side. And lower your knees to the left. And just hold it here. Switch other side. Knees back up to center. And we're going to come down onto our belly. So head can just come onto your hands. Bend your knees and bring your feet up towards the sky. So just let your feet be however you want here. They can be flexed, they can just be relaxed. Take your knees out a little bit wider. And we're just going to lower, or windshield wiper, side to side. So hips can come off of the mat here as you come side to side. This is just a little release. Relax your shoulders. Okay, bring your feet back to stillness, legs to stillness. Let's come into bow pose. So bringing your hands behind, grabbing onto your ankles. Flex your feet. Push your hip points down into the ground and take an inhale as you lift your head, shoulders, and chest off of the mat. Maybe even your thighs. Just take a stretch for those legs, for the lower back. And then slowly release, extend your legs out. Take a breath. And let's roll over onto our backs. Draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. This one was a little bit challenging today. Maybe. I thought it was. Okay, so keep a hold of your right shin. Extend that left leg out. So we did a lot of hip opening, so we're just going to kind of reverse that now, counter pose, keeping the hips in line. Flex those feet. Really draw that knee in. And then let's release. Drawing the left knee in. Take a breath here, let your shoulders relax. Flex your feet. And then bend your right knee in and extend your legs up towards the sky. So you can have a bend here in your knees. Reach wherever you can, and we're going to lift the head up and just take a stretch here. So I have my feet flexed. And then go ahead and point your toes. One more time, flex. And then point. And then slowly lower your head down, keeping your legs up if you can. Lower that right leg down towards the mat. And then bring it back up. Same side, we're going to do 2 more times. Right leg down, lift up. 1 more. And lift. Other side, left, down, and up. 1 more time. And draw your knees in, little circles. And then reverse those circles. And let's come into Shavasana. So extend your legs out long. Turn your palms to face up. Let your entire body relax. As you rest in Shavasana, I want to leave you with this quote today. I have the ability to rise from the mud, bloom out of the darkness, and radiate into the world. And then begin to bring some gentle movement back to your body. Taking one more stretch. Bending your knees, rolling off to one side. And then using your hands to lift you up, coming back to a comfortable seat. Allow yourself a breath here, just taking in your practice. Let's bring our hands to heart center. I'm going to thank you all for joining me and give yourself thanks for your practice today. Namaste. See you next time. Bye.